Okay, we are already halfway through 2018, but when you see what's coming, you might also agree that the best is still yet to come. So today we've got my top 10 upcoming smartphones to release before the end of 2018. Number 10, Sony XZ3. Apparently leaked in its full final form, the XZ3 looks like a refined XZ2 from the outside, but a different beast altogether on the inside. Not to mention, it will apparently pack a single 48 megapixel camera. My only reservation about this is that even though Sony phones have traditionally had great camera hardware, their camera software, which is half the battle in itself, has been quite a bit weaker than rivals like Google. Number 9, the Red Hydrogen One. Whilst technically announced over a year ago now, this tremendously niche smartphone is still not actually available to buy, even though everything from its design to its price tag will only appeal to a very select few of you. I think it'll bring an interesting new dynamic into the smartphone industry. A real camera powerhouse, a phone that really does take us a good step closer to having a DSLR in our pockets. Now, just before we get on to number 8, I do just want to say that this video was brought to you by Squarespace. Whether you need a website or an online store, make it with Squarespace. Now, number 8 is the iPhone SE 2. Quite possibly the most elusive smartphone to date. I mean, people have been expecting this second iteration of the iPhone SE for well over a year now. And if you do a quick Google or a YouTube search for this phone, you will find loads of stuff about it. But just the fact that you will also bump into lots of different contradictions implies that the evidence that we do have isn't particularly solid. So whilst we don't really know what the iPhone SE 2 will look like, just the idea that Apple will keep a smaller but still flagship smartphone in their lineup seems like a sensible idea, and one that I'm sure will excite many of the smaller-handed fans out there. The Doogee Mix 3. So you might remember that Doogee Mix 4 prototype that I was sent a few months ago. That was initially forecasted to release at the end of this year, but now we're not so sure, as it looks like the Doogee Mix 3, which will come before it, has been delayed. Having said that, if you look at some of these Doogee Mix 3 prototypes, there is some cool stuff going on here. It looks like the company is playing around with a Vivo Nex style pop-up camera, or even a pop-up that could contain not just the front camera, but the rear too. And just judging by Doogee's past, when they do eventually release this device, it is likely to be a lot cheaper than the phones it has drawn its inspiration from. Number 6 is the LG V40 ThinQ. And whilst LG's mobile division does feel like a bit of a sinking ship right now, you can't deny that their V-series flagships are some of the most feature-packed and well-rounded smartphones. And there is a decent amount of excitement for this phone, with rumours of 5 cameras, 3 on the back and 2 on the front, and a 90% screen-to-body ratio. But this is one of those where I would suggest you rein in the excitement a little bit, just because LG's previous mainline flagship phone, the G7 ThinQ, wasn't exactly the best, with wonky AI, unremarkable software, and a pretty poor battery life. Next up, Samsung Galaxy Note 9. This is one that I'm not going to talk about in detail, just because the release is pretty imminent and we know basically everything about it. But I do still think it deserves a place on this list, because even though Samsung's Galaxy S10, their next big thing, could be as soon as 5-6 months away, until that time, the Note 9 will be Samsung's top-tier go-to device. Number 4 is the 2018 iPhone X Plus. The latest leaks are suggesting Apple will be dropping 3 full-size iPhones in one go this September. One of them to replace last year's iPhone 8, but then 2 to succeed the iPhone X. And for me, as someone with pretty big hands and someone who also really enjoys watching video, the 6.5-inch OLED iPhone X Plus, or whatever it ends up being called, hopefully something more elegant than that, is the one I'm most looking forward to. Getting on to the top 3, and in third place, the OnePlus 6T. As the OnePlus 6 is, right now, pretty much the best value in a smartphone full stop, you can imagine I'm very excited for the 6T. Because of the links that OnePlus has with Oppo, some people have suggested that the OnePlus 6T might inherit the full-screen display and pop-up cameras of the Oppo Find X. Now of course, that would be amazing, especially at the $550 or so that the 6T will probably release at, but I'm not so sure. Introducing something like this would need a complete redesign of the body of the phone, not something that we've seen with past T variants. And because I think they're unlikely to go for this full-screen display, and because the OnePlus 6 is already leading the charge when it comes to performance, my best guess would be that the 6T will put put a focus on the camera and also possibly the battery life and charging speed. Remember, alongside the Find X, Oppo did make another surprising announcement. They launched their Super VOOC charging with their limited edition version of the phone, and that is a technology that could result in a fully charged phone in 35 minutes. And this is something you could see OnePlus adopting with the 6T. Google Pixel 3. You probably know, I loved Google's Pixel 2, and it was a flawed phone. It didn't have a headphone jack, it had screen issues, it had pretty thick borders around the sides, but even amongst that, it ushered in a new era when it came to the software and the processing on the smartphone camera. It's also safe to assume that the Pixel 3 will kick it up a notch further, taking the low light performance and the portrait mode to even new heights. Not to mention, the release of a Google smartphone is always exciting for two reasons, because there's not just a phone to look forward to, but also a glimpse at the ways in which the company is pushing Android forward. Okay, so already, this is a pretty comprehensive list, and you might be wondering, what is number one? The answer might surprise you. Huawei Mate 20 Pro. And the reason for this is that this is going to be a device I will almost definitely use as my day-to-day phone. As it is, I was already on the fence about switching out my Vivo Nex S for the P20 Pro. But with the Mate 20 Pro supposedly coming with an even better triple camera setup, more impressive display, and a next generation AI chipset, it will probably blitz a lot of other 2018 flagships. And in terms of the things that I want in a phone, it's looking like the Mate 20 Pro is going to have all of them. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comments down below if you agree with my list, or would you do it differently. My name is Aaron, this is Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'll catch you guys next time. Squarespace is a service that I've been recommending to people for a while now, and so when the company reached out and wanted to sponsor some content, it just made sense. Three things that I really like about Squarespace are, the templates here are some of the most powerful, and yet some of the most simple I've ever used. They're also always getting updated. We've had 8 new ones in 2018 alone so far. And also, it just gives you peace of mind. You never need to worry about patching or updating your website or installing new plugins. It is all done for you behind the scenes. So, head over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Mr. Who's the Boss to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.